All right, now let's kick it over to the marketing playbook. This week, Lauren's going to be covering scheduling the content.
Yes. So just to kick things off, so last week we built out a content calendar that covers a whole month. Granted, that was a made up company, everything about that. So what I am going to do this week is to show you what our actual content calendar looks like. And so I have some placeholders in our content calendar that are absolutely real. Again, make sure to follow us on social media to see these actually be published in real time. So what I'm going to do is, again, give a general breakdown of what my desktop looks like, because I am normally posting from my desktop. However, I will also be showing some mobile views, because even though there's no data to show that like using a different scheduler or a third-party scheduler does not prevent any engagement or reach or anything like that with your clients or your audience, I personally like using the actual platform scheduler, because again, it gives you a lot of leverage on making sure you have the right sound, making sure it's timed correctly. So I am going to be walking through what that looks like through Meta as well as LinkedIn. And so I'm just going to do a quick view of what my desktop looks like right now.
Yeah, while you're getting that up, I think it is important too on using the native schedulers inside of the apps. In the past, when we've used third parties, I've noticed that I've missed certain releases or updates to the platforms, and they'll put things in like a way to find trending audio or a way to link this or tag something in your post that if you're using third parties, you might not see because you're not in the app posting.
Yes, bane of my existence. Doesn't matter what scheduler it's been on, going through the actual platform really helps, especially when it comes to tagging, which is so crucial. So couldn't agree more with that. Okay, so quick breakdown is that, so you can see here, we have some of the previous months down here below, and I am making sure I'm in May. You can see here, I have all the dates listed. I don't have all the placeholders in yet, but again, I just wanted to make this as direct as possible when showing this. So what we have here is, in context, is that when it comes to Monday Motivation, we don't post that on our LinkedIn page because we want to share more business updates, as that's more like the audience for LinkedIn. So what we have here is that I have our primary accounts figured out, where again, we're Instagram and Facebook heavy. However, when it comes to like, you're building out content so that there's room to be spontaneous. So we don't know what might be trending around this time frame, but again, it's about 2 weeks out, give or take. And so we're going to, again, give ourselves a little bit of leeway to continue to see what's going on the platforms, and like putting a post up in real time to see what kind of trends pop up. So again, we're building room to be spontaneous, and that's built into the content calendar.
Yeah, okay. That's right around the time that the Pokemon campaign will be dropping at Target. So maybe there's a Pokemon friendly post that we can kind of play off of if that's going viral at the time.
Absolutely. Okay. So I am going to be kind of switching back and forth between showing what this looks like on mobile versus on desktop. And so I'm going to go in chronological order as well. So with this first one, since I'm only going to be doing this on Instagram, I already pre-recorded this. So I am going to go ahead and do this now. Okay, 1 second. I kind of want to make sure that this is me personal note. Click, not playback speed. All right, I don't know if this is going to, here. Okay, I'm going to turn the volume down so I can speak over it. Okay. So so really quick. So I'm going to pause this. Priority is that when it comes to creating this, I have not only my desktop organized, but when it comes to having things in your phone, I have my photos organized as well. So I have this whole album, and again, feel free to steal it, but it's just titled Overlay Caption, because I know that this is content I'm going to use for Monday Motivation stuff, which I already had in my Carousel. This is not stock photos. It's not whatever. So I chose to go all the way down. Like, this covers multiple years of content that I've taken myself. So here we go. I selected a nice aesthetic one. I knew I took this in the Midwest, which is again where our primary, or where a chunk of our audience is. And I am adding text on screen. I did not add this in Canva or anything. This is all within my phone. And I am building out what is this Monday Motivation post. So again, making sure everything looks good. I'll turn the volume up really quick so you can see that I am making sure everything is timed correctly, or I'm selecting some kind of music that's loud. There we go. We love golden hour, right? All right. So everything feels like it matches with like the tone of everything. And I pop on over I make sure that the cover photo looks really good on the profile grid. And here I go, make it the caption. And again, it's kind of like, can I say it? Just do that really quick because now it's going to be a lot of typing. All right. So again, making sure my caption looks good and adding a couple hashtags. It never hurts. And again, we always need a little motivation on Monday, or it's always nice to not believe everything you think. So we're going to do an affirmation. So we're double checking to make sure that this will go out on Facebook as well. And then we're going to hit schedule. And really quick, I wanted to go back here. So how you get to schedule is, not sure if you can see it. Okay. So down here, after you get your caption, go to more options. Poof. And then that's where you're going to see where you can post to Facebook as well. And again, we're going to schedule this out for the date that we have in mind, which over here is May 4th. May the 4th be with you. And then we're going to hit schedule. And here's the trippy thing really quick is that after this gets scheduled, you're going to see posted to Optimize Solution. You're like, no, I scheduled this. Here's how you go find your scheduled post. Hang on, again, moving a little quick because I sped it up. So back when where you can post and everything, you're going to actually hit post and right there, you'll see recents, drafts, and then you get to check out schedule. So that is where it now lives. And again, you can double check to make sure it's for the date that you have in mind. Alrighty. So now that was Instagram. And now what we're going to do is actually go over to Facebook to see what this looks like. So here's our homepage. Again, please follow us. And you're going to go to Meta Business Suite. Boop, 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 boop. Alrighty. Then down here in planner. Yes. Okay, so you can see that we have some of this stuff already posted and whatnot. We're going to go to create post. We're going to make sure that we have both our accounts set up. And again, this is one of the problems is that you can't add photo or you can't add audio when it comes to making these posts through Meta ads. That's why I'm like, you kind of want to schedule through Facebook because adding music on Instagram kind of makes it seem like a reel, and reels are king content on, social media. Okay. So again, we have that in order. I don't think all to be up. Make sure to double check your work. All right. So in this case, we are not going to actually change. Well, let me back up. So we're going to make sure we have the right content. So here we go. And with this, you can change you can change the caption per platform. However, unless there's a link, like you don't necessarily have to do this, but I will say Facebook allows links that you can click on within the caption. Instagram does not. That's when you're going to see a link in bio, and that's when you're going to update what that caption looks like. In this case, though, I do not have a link. You can also double check to make sure that, maybe not marketing strategy. Okay, and then branding. Okay.
Probably say tagging as well in comment or in the description section because Facebook and Instagram will have different usernames, right? If you're tagging someone.
Great call out. Exactly it. And I'm like, just in this case, I'm like, it's not necessarily relevant, but moving forward, or if you do have posts where that is relevant with tagging people, absolutely do that. All right. So then under here, we see schedule. We're going to double check the date again, which is going to be 5/5, Cinco de Mayo. Let's go over here. We're going to, again, make sure that all of this looks good. Our prime time is 10 a.m. And maybe I can show that next week on how to find your primary time to do this. Really quick. When it says share to, let's see if it'll, it's confirmed. Okay, good. Okay, so this is something different with Facebook versus Instagram scheduling. Here, you can actually schedule out when to share to your stories. On Instagram, if you try to schedule out to like something to share to your story, it's going to say not everything is going to be going over accordingly. So just something to keep in mind. All right, then let's hit schedule. Boop, 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 boop. All right, done. And then it will kick you back over here and you can see that everything is scheduled. So now what I'm going to do is actually pop over to our LinkedIn. Again, please follow. What you're going to do when it comes to scheduling on LinkedIn is go over here. You are going to pop into start a post. We do different captions for our platforms. So I want to make sure I got the right message. We're going to add it here. Media. There we have it. kind of pre-saved. Select the ones you want. Okay, we got spring, summer, fall, winter. Awesome. Next. Alrighty, then what you're going to do is you're going to see this little icon. You're going to select that. We want this to where, again, Cinco de Mayo, right here. And 10 a.m. is our prime time. So that's what we're going to keep it as. All right, next. And then you're going to see schedule. So make sure it doesn't say post. Make sure it's a schedule. Alrighty. And I'm not sure if you heard that, but it confirmed that little post or that little noise. Okay. So if you want to see where you can to, like, if you want to see where your scheduled posts are, what you're going to do is go back into creating a post, but instead of actually putting anything, you're going to just see schedule for later. And then you're going to see this icon, view all scheduled posts, which here you can now double check your work and making sure, again, you're posting it on the right date, on the right time. Okay. So that was LinkedIn. Now, all right. So now what's crazy is that I'm going to be showing content that, again, I already did before this call. But what's trippy about Meta Ads is that, or Meta Business Suite, is that you can actually see what's scheduled in Instagram transfer over into business ads. But you can double check your scheduled content within Instagram, which will be posted to Facebook, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do here is start to show, again, what it looks like when it comes to scheduling additional content. I'm going to put this down just in case. Oh, this is something. So back in here, we can see here a quick takeaway. So what I did personally is that I recorded a bunch of content previously and optimized it within our Instagram page. And the thing is, though, is that I only have access to these pre-recorded clips, but Travis does not, even though we're on the same account. Your drafts are based on your geolocation. So if you recorded a bunch of content and you have a team, whoever recorded that content on their phone is the one that's going to have to schedule and post it.
Yeah,
so,
and that's going to be consistent. Sorry, that's going to be consistent across every app, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. It's going to be locally stored onto your phone. So if you save a draft, it's only on your phone. You're not going to be able to share that with anybody else. Everyone wants it to happen, but none of these platforms are making it.
Yeah, we'll see, right? Okay, so again, where you're going to start is on the business profile or your personal profile, depending on where you're going to do it, and you're going to pop over to the Reels tab, and there you're going to find your drafts, right? I have them all listed, and again, you can see that I recorded a bunch of them, but it's easy to reference back to what was created and whatnot. So here we go. I'm actually going to speed this up a little bit. Okay, so again, this is something, is that I didn't like my face in I didn't like my face in this photo, right? And I'm like, there isn't necessarily a call out moment for like within the clip that doesn't have text on screen that would fit within the profile grid. So what I did was create a graphic, and I'm adding from my camera roll, and I made sure it was one of the first things there. So it's easy to optimize and be efficient with your time. And then here, again, just creating the caption, just going to move forward. And again, follow us to see this post go out in real time. We're making sure we got the hashtags. And here we go again with checking where everything is going to be posted. So again, just to be clear, we have also share on optimized solution. Yep, check. All right, more options. This is again where we're going to find schedule your reel. And over here, we're double checking to make sure we're doing it on the right day, right? So that is going to be May 6th, which is one of my best birthdays. Just fun fact. Alrighty. Doop. All right, keep going. And schedule. And again, don't be freaked out as soon as you get the pop. Actually, so you can see it. So down here, it's a little bit blocked. But again, don't freak out when you see posted to optimize solution. What you're going to do is go back over. You're going to go to post. And there it is. Oh, just joking. Hang on. I was moving a little too fast. Post. And here you can see scheduled. And now you see the last two posts that you did there. And you're good to go. Scheduled May 6th at 10 a.m., which again is our prime time. Okay. Final one that I have to share is going to be Mother's Day. And again, we're going to do Mother's Day weekend, since Sunday is not necessarily a prime time for us to post. And it's always a good shout out. And Travis, you're going to enjoy this because I forgot to ask you for a photo of you and your mom. So I created one for you. I'm not sure if you saw that, but one second, we're going to select.
It looked pretty, that looks like me and my mom. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. The only thing I think is missing is a UE hat. which I did try to go and find, but Canva did not have just like a plain baseball hat situation.
Yep,
Okay,
but that's
so
nailed my mom's hairstyle.
oh, perfect. Oh my gosh, right. So again, so the difference with this post again is that it's a carousel, right? More than one photo. And the primary thing here is that we want it to add music, which you can't do in business ads or like in meta business. So there's been a trending song, Everything Hallelujah, with Justin Bieber. He just performed that at Coachella, I want to say. And so figured it's nice. I am not going to keep this post just to make sure. Hey, this is an unedited one because then you can see where I go in and okay. I did try to edit this. Okay. All right. Cut back in. All right. So I chose Everything Hallelujah since that's been trending because of Justin Bieber at Coachella. But again, we're scheduling it out. We're making sure it's a prime time to post. It is May 8th, which we have over here, and we're making sure it's 10 a.m., right? You got to be careful about that. And again, here we go. Travis looking good with his font. And we are scheduling it out. And again, don't be scared about this. Oh, wait, actually, different call out. Sometimes Instagram will do this where it's like, oh, you can actually view your scheduled post in real time. I'm not sure if that means you need to have 3 posts already scheduled out before you get that little pop-up. Because previously it was just saying it posted. But again, all we're going to do is pop over here and we see our scheduled tab, which again, now you can see all 3 listed and saved. And again, just a last minute shout out to Travis and his men. Alrighty. So there you go. That's everything really quick that we have listed, and we have the first week of May already taken care of. So, and altogether, granted, I'm kind of doing more of a walk right now, but I want to say altogether it took less than an hour to schedule everything out, especially when your desktop is organized, your captions are organized, and you're able to double check or cross-reference in real time of scheduling out content. So there you go.
That's why it's so important to create a content calendar so that you can put your content in place, record your content, get your content created, so that you can do it all at one time. Because this would have taken you 10 times the amount of time if you had to go back every single day to create a piece, go schedule it. Next day, create a piece, go and schedule it.
Yes. And then again, it all comes back to building up content so that you have room to be spontaneous, because we have a placeholder for May 7th, which again, maybe the Pokemon drop is out, maybe it'll be relevant to where either of us live. But if not, we have the bandwidth and the knowledge or like the awareness to go and kind of keep an eye on things so that again, we can be present in real time when that post comes up.
Yep. And I know this has come up before, but how long in advance, how far in advance can you schedule content? You can't do it, for forever. You only get a limited amount of time you can schedule out.
So fun fact is that with Instagram and Facebook, you can really only do 28 to 30 days in advance, which I really think should be closer to like 60 to 90 days, because that is like congruent or parallel with LinkedIn. Like LinkedIn, you can really schedule out content at least 60 days out from my experience, if not longer. However, again, not the case with Instagram and Facebook. Like they will limit how often you can really get in there.
Right. Thank you for showing that content calendar scheduling, because that's a thing a lot of people just kind of freeball and just do in real time. And like I said, it takes a lot of time if you're doing that. Right.
And like there's the adage of days are long, but the years are short. It's like, no, every day is crazy with work, it seems like. So like don't wait for the slow season to come along. Like batch it and keep batching as much as you can, because that will save you time down the line. Like right. Like you'll have that. It's like you'll have that hindsight where you're like, oh, I should have batched more. Or, oh, I should have scheduled this out in advance. You don't have to do that as much when you schedule out that content.
It helps you stay consistent too. If you're just kind of playing it day by day, it's so easy to just skip a day. And once you skip one day, you skip 2 days. So keeping ahead of it definitely helps you keeps you posting.
That's it.